that has my screen share. I'm posting a link to a new live stream that does have my screen. Okay, let me send this to everyone. Also on email. Can I reply to everyone? No. I hope it's okay. I hope I'm not wasting your time too much. Audrey, get back on it in just 1 second. This is Illustrator. Can you see this? Can someone chat me if you see it? Oh, nice. Okay, I got a chat from Clover Travels. Okay, we're in a very weird days nowadays. Days where we need to reinvent ourselves. And I can also like just keep on live streaming on both of these windows. The best configuration for you now is to watch me on one screen and open your own Illustrator on your second screen if you have this possibility. If no, just I don't know, either switch between the both windows or watch the recording later on your phone while trying it on your own. Okay, so Illustrator. Illustrator has a vector way of thinking. Here's an example of an illustration I did. I started with pencil drawing on the left, and then I traced it, most of it by hand, on Illustrator. You can see the aesthetic of it is very flat. The colors are either plain color or a gradient color, like this doggy. The depth and texture of Illustrator are limited because we're working with vectors. And you will see soon what those vectors are. We're working with files that are very flexible, though. Vector files are very flexible. They can be exported with a transparent background very easily. They can be resized to any size that you need. They are good for web, print, film. Let's start with making our new first vector design for, let's say, a logo for our new business. So I feel like we must work fast nowadays to recover either our businesses by innovating. We are in a very unexpected situation now. We're just stuck in this involuntary jail time that we're all doing for humanity's sins. It's a weird situation that we did not predict, and it affected a lot of our businesses. In our household, my tour guide husband is now like is a, let's say, employed babysitting our kid at this moment, putting him to sleep while I'm having this class. So all of us are changing what we're doing, and we gotta innovate and gotta come up with new solutions and with new business ideas and with new ventures. So the correct thing to do would be to hire a designer to come up with a logo for you. But this takes time, and we gotta work fast, and we gotta create demand before we even scale up. So today we're gonna scale down, and we're gonna learn how to make our own logo, a good format for a logo. Okay, today we're opening our new Illustrator document, and the size here that I gave to it is 1024 pixels by 124 pixels. It's a good size for Illustrator and for Illustrator for Instagram. It's a square size. Square is a good format to begin with when illustrating a logo or when designing a logo. Let's give it logo example name. We can, of course, change the name of the file and the size of the file after we open it, so don't even get attached to what you see here. So what I want to brand today is a new chat that I'm working on. I found I've been looking around, and what I see that's missing is proper platform for human connection. There's Zoom, there are video chats, they are pretty dry and two-dimensional. So and this is my thesis project for school. I'm coming up with a three-dimensional atmospheric chat that's supposed to be very different and more tactile and more immersive than a flat old Zoom room. I'm still developing it, but the first thing I want to create for it would be a branding. So I took a picture of just like a scribble I made with pencil on paper. Very bad quality, but doesn't matter. So let me throw it, drag and drop it. You can just drag and drop any image into any of the programs we'll be working today with. I feel like if you could work a Instagram or Facebook story, you can easily grasp all those Adobe programs, no problem. Hey, welcome! Thank you for watching, everyone. Yay. Okay, so I took like very bad picture of like some scribble I made with a pencil. What do I do with it? I see a logo in here. I see maybe not the best logo, but it will be an example of a logo. Logo type. Okay. Before I start bringing out panels, this is the interface of an Adobe Illustrator. The interfaces are very similar across those Adobe programs. So start with this one. This is our toolbar. All those tools are super great and useful. Long click on each of those tools brings more options to more things that we can do. I'm going over them very fast. You can play it and check them out later. Putting your having your mouse on top of each and every tool will give you the short name of this tool, explain what it is. It's useful. All of those programs, they work in layers. So this is our layers window. All those panels, all those little panels are super flexible. You can move them by dragging and dropping, and customize your workspace to whatever you're doing right now. Okay, so here we have the first layer. Oops. Illustrator begins with just one layer. Every program you begin with probably will either have no layers or one layer. So on the first layer, I want to keep my alias scanned image and open a new layer on top of it. This layer, I can lock it by clicking here. I can hide it by clicking here, but I want to see it. I just clicked tab right now, which it hid all my toolbars. I click tab again, and here they are. They're back. So I see a logo, and I see a logo in here. Not the best one. How do I hunt a logo from outside of this ugly-ass pencil sketch? So I trace it. How do you trace? You trace with the pen tool. It's a very useful tool. You'll see it both in Illustrator, in Photoshop, in all the editing software we'll see later on. So the way a pen works is by pointing. Whoop, I made a point, and I started making a shape. When you just point without dragging your mouse, you get a shape with no handles. When you click and then start dragging, you'll see those awesome handles appear. Those handles they represent the perpendicular line to the point that you're painting, and this is the shape of a vector, a point, and the direction. It's the line that emerges from this point is going towards. Mathematically, that's the explanation of it. But when you do only a quick click, you get only a chling, only a point without handles. So that's going to be a corner, like a sharp corner. Cling. And here I am starting to trace this shape that will turn into a logo of the sort. When you click Alt and click on an anchor point, you can see the handle disappear, which allows us to change our mind. Okay, we wanted a curvy curve, or we wanted a pointy point. Clicking Alt afterwards can remove your curviness. I hope it's clear, and I hope you're following along, tracing your own whatever that you want to trace. Or you can just jam with this pen tool for a while and just feel its ductility. Painting with this pen tool will be also helpful to remove background from images using Photoshop later on, and to do many other things. Okay, so now we have this shape. Here on the left, you can see the color of the shape. You can see the color of the stroke of the shape. I want to change the color of the stroke with the color of the fill, and then there's like this tiny little swap. Whoop! Tiny little swap button. I want this outline to be a different color just so I can see it. Pink! Yay! Pink! Ching, ching, ching. I want it to be a little thicker so all of us can see it. So, I don't see the thickness panel. Thickness, everyone wants some thickness in their life. This is called stroke. When something is missing from your panels, probably you will find it in window. If you don't find it in window because there are too many things, you go to help and you start typing stroke. Give me a stroke! And here it goes, it gives me a bunch of stroke options. I want this one. Oh look, I want the weight to be thicker, and this stroke panel and any other panel will have two little arrows here that expand the options. Whoa, look at all those awesome options. Here we can change the type over, oh, that's my face, I'm not supposed to do that. You can change a lot of things about the type of a stroke. Whoop. Yeah, I like this more because this shape keeps the pointiness and sharpness of the shape. I see some of the curves that I don't really like this curve. I want to be more curvy. This path here, I want to be more curvy. Double clicking will isolate each and every shape you're working with. This works only on Illustrator. On Photoshop, it's a little different. So I can use the direct selection tool. There are a few different selection tools. This selection tool, full cursor, chooses an entire shape. A group selection tool, that's a group selection, I don't need that, whatever. Selects groups of points or groups of objects. Lasso tool is more of a, oh wait, it's more of a flexible one. You can choose like several shape points and start moving them using either you can use your keyboard. You can use your keyboard to actually like manipulate the location, placement of each and every selected point. And there are other ways to manipulate a shape or to draw a shape. For example, okay, long click on the paintbrush tool and move over to the pencil tool. So pencil tool will let you sketch very freely, vectors just free-handedly. Whoa! And it will also let you manipulate selected shapes. So this one I want a little curvier, so I just take the pencil, whoa, and I paint over whatever was here before. Sometimes it gives unexpected unexpected results like that, so let's forget about it. But it's pencil is a fun tool to play with free-handedly. I use Wacom, but you can do it with your mouse as well. Okay, this point. Choose this point. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, now let me make some holes in here. Cling. Cling. Okay, what did I do now? I made a circle using the ellipse tool. There are a few ways that you can use it. The default one is dragging and painting a shape. There's a different method, which is clicking on the canvas. Ka-ching! Click on the canvas, and then it gives you this little toolbox, and you can enter a size and make an ellipse. I want to have two ellipses that are just like this one. So by clicking Alt and dragging, I am able to copy any shape. Nice! Now I don't feel like I want this background anymore. It brings me down. Let me hide it. Whoa! This can be the new logo of my interpersonal connection chat very soon. Something about logo design. Try to look at your logo from very, very far, or make it really, really small. How do you make it really, really small? Command and minus, or Control and minus, depends if you're on Mac or PC. Command minus is zoom out, Command plus zoom in. And if your logo doesn't look memorable and readable when it's small, it's probably not a good enough logo. Like this one, the lines of it are so thin when it's small, it's not even readable. So let me switch it up a little. I clicked again the color changing, color and fill color and stroke color change. These two circles, let's make them nice and thick. Do you have an idea for a logo, I wonder? I bet you have them. I bet you have good ideas. Does this remind you of bats? I feel like this is too happy. This is too happy, like the colors are too happy. You're okay. Twisting and turning things. Twisting and turnings can be done by dragging and dropping. When you put your mouse next to each and every of the corners of a selected shape, it will give you a twist handle that you can drag and drop. Another thing you can do is use the rotate tool. And you can use it in several cool ways. You can use the rotate tool to rotate any object. You can use it to copy and paste it and create crazy symmetries. Like, check out. What I did now, I clicked Alt and I clicked on a location on my canvas. This gives me this window that lets me rotate a shape. So I can rotate the shape, let's say 120 degrees. I preview it. Okay, that's where it's at. Okay, let me copy it. And I want 3 of these. So what do I do now? I go to Edit, I think, and no, okay, Object. Not transform, transform again. Yeah, Command D. Or transform again. Just repeats your last action that you did. So now I have the symmetrical triptych. I don't know if it's a word even. Of shapes. They're too happy of color, I think. These are my favorite colors, happy ones. Let's make it more gloomy or more interesting or more sophisticated. I want to choose only the pink things on this canvas. So I can go to Select, and I can select Same Fill Color. Now I can see that all the pink shapes that I have on my canvas are selected. I want to change their color to something more interesting and bizarre. How about a gradient? Let me pull out the gradient tool. You'll see the gradient tool also on Photoshop and like basically any other software. I can choose a gradient from a library and then I can work with it. There are different types of gradients, linear, radial, and all sorts. And this color represents like the beginning, the center of the gradient. I want it to be dark. I want it to be dark, meaningful, and mysterious. Wait, this one, I want this one to be a different color. So I choose only this, only one shape, and I can work with those sliders to adjust each and every color, or with any other way of color mixing. You can use swatches, you can use a color picker. Ching! What? Okay. What was that? And this one, let it be a third color. Green, why not? Green. It's like my second favorite color. What's your favorite color? So let's say this can be not the best logo in the world, but it's something. It's a logo, not a logo type. Let's save it. Okay, so the Illustrator file is an AI. It's a vector file. You will not be able to open this with most softwares, only with Illustrator. Workshop logo example. I don't know if you're familiar with this Mac interface. Me, not exactly even. Illustrator options, they're okay. Just keep them the way they are. Okay, I want this to be centered, so I group this entire selection of objects by clicking Command G or going to Edit, Group. What's the group? Or Object, Group. I see they're not centered in the middle of the canvas. In order to center stuff in the middle of the canvas, you go to Window, Align. Make sure Align to is set to Align to Artboard. And then you can align each and every object wherever you want it to be. Now it's in the center. Now it gives me joy and a sense of balance. I just love centering things. To be able to work with whatever this shape is, we can export it. And using the export as, you can export it as many types of files. The most useful of them all will be probably a PNG. PNG is a transparent file type. Using the artboards or not will define the size of the canvas file. For now, if I would not use artboards, it will only include the shape without the white space around it. So let me export this like that. Very easy. It gives a few options, not too many. You can just click OK. And now you will have your logo exported. Another useful format to export logos would be File, Save as PDF. Saving a logo as a PDF makes it both printable, but it still keeps it editable. So you can keep on working on a PDF file, but you can also send it to someone who doesn't have Illustrator, and they can open it and see it, unlike an Illustrator file. Save! Why not? I have a PDF now. I want to move to the Photoshop portion of this class, because it's getting way later than I thought it's gonna be. Let me make a banner for whatever this new app that I'm trying to envision here. So let me, backside, whatever I sent yesterday. Pexel.com, let me download a picture that's Creative Commons free use license from this website. There are a few websites that give you like free photos. I try to use Creative Commons like free license kind of images, or download stock photos. And try to use as little images from the image search of Google as I can, because I don't know where they're coming from. So generic. I would like to use a generic photo. Let me find a generic photo. Oh, I missed it. Look at it. New York City in better days. Connection. Ooh, people touching hands. Gross. Okay, so I selected 2 pictures. Ooh. Stock images. They are the lousiest. But let's work with what we got. I mean, they're not the lousiest, but just look at them and they're so not even current to our universe. This girl, okay. She can be a user of my app, let's say that. I heard that brunette girls get more clicks because they're more contrast and people are more drawn to their faces. I just copied an image from a site. When I go to Photoshop and I open a new file, it's very smart. It knows the shape, it knows the size of the image I just copied from the internet, and it gives me a preset that is exactly the size of my clipboard. That's a good size for me. I will use it. It's pretty big. And Command V or Edit Paste will put this picture on here. I want to use another picture. As you can see on the right here on my Photoshop panel, I had one background layer and I pasted a second layer. Let me add another layer. Ooh, look at this. Old school reference. So now I have layer 2 hiding the entirety of layer 1. But I want to create an interesting mix between the two. So there are several ways of doing that. The easiest and more funnest to work with are adjustment layers. Another way is opacity. Lower the opacity of each layer to reveal what's underneath it. These are different types of overlay methods that mix and match the values of the images in different interesting way. All the dark ones, dark and multiply, all these add values of color of both pictures and create a darker image. These ones subtract light, creating a lighter picture. This one, I kind of like it. It's good enough. Let me hide this one for a second. I don't like the green color, or do I like the green color? Let me keep it this way. The way that Photoshop thinks is not vector like Illustrator, it is bitmap. So that means that each and every dot on this canvas has a color value and not like a dot and a direction that is going towards like the vector we saw before. You can still work with vectors on Photoshop. For example, if I were to drag and drop an Illustrator file into Photoshop, will give me an option to bring it in. So okay, you can see it right here. So, oh, it doesn't look the best. The way that we resize it, it's pretty flexible. It's a vector file that we're working with, so it can be resized indefinitely. What I'm trying to do now is, let's say, a Facebook-sized or a Facebook-friendly banner that you can put, that I can put on the new page that I will probably open for this thing. Mix together. Okay, so is this image about my logo? Is this image about what's behind the logo? I think it's about the logo. So let me tone down everything by adding an adjustment layer. When you click here on those tiny little effects, it will give you interesting blending options. This is one of the funnest things about Photoshop, but we're not done with the boring stuff. So let's go back to the boring stuff. Okay, everything is fun and interesting about Photoshop. These are adjustment layers. These change the appearance of what's underneath them. So I want this background image to be, let's say, way more lighter. So let me use the curves. Curves is a very useful image editing tool. I hope I can explain it to you. There's a histogram here that shows the different colors on the image underneath it. The height of each and every column in the histogram shows how much darks we have, how much medium color we have, how much light color we have. And by changing the shape of this, by dragging and dropping this awesome curve, you can change the appearance, the lightness of the image we're working with. You can also change its in any case, okay, change it well enough, made it lighter enough. I want this logo to be centered to the background. As you can see, okay, so how do you select layers? You select layer and you command another layer. Click command and click another layer. Here we don't even have to pull out the align window, which we also have. Supposed to have it. But we have alignment tools right here. And here it is, right in the middle. This lady here, she's not centered. She's centered, she's like behind the image. Right now, to move her, I cannot just drag and drop her because she's behind. So in order to be able to move her, I will need to cancel the auto select layer here. And now clicking on a layer that's above the layer that I'm interested in will not mess it up. Okay, so now we have this lady here, but I have like an entire place here on the right, entire space here on the right that's empty. So a quick and cheap and dirty way to fill this image would be selecting with the rectangular tool And using the free transform or transform scale tool, and we can either drag and drop it. Yeah, let's drag it. Let's drag it and extend it. Spling. Now we have extended it and it looks kind of decent. So these are all the visuals we have on this whatever banner that we're trying to make. To keep our layers organized and our file organized, first of all, let's save it on your computer. Save it on your computer. With all due respect to clouds. Keeping our layers organized. Throw them in a group. Clicking here just throws all the selected layers in a group. These are visuals. Let's add a text layer. The font choosing is a fun, time-consuming thing to do while designing. Many designs have an element of text in them. The one thing a person who's not a designer needs to know about typography is it gotta be readable. All the rest doesn't matter. Is it an ugly font? Doesn't matter as long as we can read it. We're here to deliver a message. We're here to sell a product or put our message out in the world. It's gotta be readable. It doesn't have to even look good. Just gotta be readable. That's the first and only thing to know about typography. Okay, now it's very small. Where's the window for that? For working with text. Paragraph would be a good one, and character would be another good one. Okay, character. This is the size. There are a few ways using this. Here are suggested sizes. Logo, I don't have a good name. Design, fundamentals. I learned how to write this word just recently. So listen up, yo. Photoshop doesn't have text or like autocorrect. So better paste your text from someplace else that was autocorrected, unlike me. This is very familiar, like working with text is very familiar to Google Docs, to Word, to everything. You can just like keep on selecting it. A double click will choose the word that you're on. Triple click will choose the sentence that you're on. Here are some more things we can play here with character. You can choose a color. Choosing color, you can get this color. Let's choose a color. Oh, color from for composition. If we see that the text is running away, we can drag the bounding box until we see the text inside. This is too big. It's good to have a good balance between. Okay, so save it again. In order to be able to manipulate shapes on Photoshop easily, you have to show transform controls. It's not a default like in Illustrator. When you show the transform controls, you can play around with resizing. There are other ways to play around with resizing. Go to Edit, Transform. All these allow more sophisticated ways of working with a text. Touch my face again. Okay, so that's a cool thing to do with Photoshop. Let me look at my chat. Let me look if you're alive still. Hey, here is Effie. A hacker? Did they do a hacker thing? Hey, here's Effie. Oh, there's no one here. Okay. Hey, welcome. You're so... Thank you so much for joining me, for just like sticking around. 7 viewers and 5 likes. That's more than I ever had on a live stream ever. Cool. So, okay, that was like very basic overview of Photoshop. I want to move to another program before we finish this class, but let me show you to some of the most interesting fun stuff here. Blending options. Blending options are the funnest thing to do on Photoshop, and it's easy to overdo. It's easy to like make something very, very ugly using these. But it's also possible to make something very beautiful. So just play around until you see something you like. There are many options here, like this outer glow that can make your text pop out. There's stroke. That is not exactly like the Illustrator stroke I showed you before. Design fundamentals. This is pretty ugly. Color overlay. When you want to change the color of something very quick. Gradient overlay. Yeah, for sure, gradients. Why not? Not everyone loves gradients. I'm cool with them. You can change their direction. You can reverse them. These are very fun things to mess around with, those blending options here. You can get to them either by double-clicking on each layer or layer group, or by right-clicking and blending options. Another fun things you can do on Photoshop is mess around with the filter. Filters! Let's bring it back to be less transparent, maybe? Hacker. And play around with filters. There are different ways to play with filters. Either choose one from here, or go to Filter Gallery, where you can browse the entire filter that you have built in with your Photoshop. There are also filters you can download and add to your Photoshop, but these are good to begin with. These will fuck up your image real good. Nice! Look at her, all blurry from sitting all day in front of a screen, not going out of the house because there's quarantine. Okay, let's save this. The way to save a file is saving, but the way to export a file so it's the smallest possible is Save for Web Legacy. It's an old, outdated, perfectly useful and good interface that produces small images. Small images are not very important for your Instagram or Facebook, but they are important if you are having a website. So exporting them on low quality will keep your website running faster. 110K, it's pretty small. Small enough. Yep. Then I have a Photoshop. Photoshop. These are pretty fun. Do you feel like you're learning anything? Do you feel like you learn anything new? I hope you do. Okay, so I wanted to show you like video editing as well, but let me just go through those real quick. InDesign is a way to make ebooks, is a way to make documents. It's just like a fancy Word, Microsoft Word. It's like way more fancy than Microsoft Word. It's the smartest program that Adobe has. I think it's very fun to work with. I used to design newspapers and ebooks by the dozen with it. It's so efficient and quick and knows what you're trying to do and like auto completes so many things for you. InDesign is great. I think I'm not gonna go into it now. Premiere is a video editing that is a little bit more advanced than what your phone can do with free apps online, which is, you know, it's good enough. Sometimes you just need to edit video real quick, find like a free app and have it ready. But if you want something like real tight, use Premiere. Premiere is great. It also works with layers of video. I was doing test before. So let me use this test video that I recorded before to run into Premiere. No, you gotta have a new project too. Oh, okay, you don't even have to. No, okay, you have to have a new project. Video edit basic. Browse, put it someplace convenient. Okay, whatever. So, ooh, here are so many panels. This is the default version. It's good enough for me for now. You can change the type of interface, the arrangement of the interface, depending on what you're doing. If you're doing graphics, change it to graphics. If you're doing effects, change it to effects. Of course, why? Okay. Crashed on me. Adobe After Effects is very similar to Premiere, only it's more sophisticated. You can go down to more detailed animations. It's more adjustable. You can animate things real good with it. Okay, so to work with Premiere's layers, you must drag them first into the video bin, in the project bin. And I also want our logo that we made, the PNG logo with transparent background. And now we don't see nothing, we don't have a video yet. Oh. Okay, so I guess my Premiere is crashing a lot. And also, it's been an hour. I want to hear from you, how was it for you, if you learned anything new whatsoever, and if you would be interested in like a follow-up. lesson that actually goes through the rest of the programs that I promised to cover, or if you want to go into more in-depth Illustrator or into more in-depth Photoshop. Oh, now you can look at my, can you see my backend? Let me go back to my scene. Hey, this is my face. Are you still here? Are you still around? Yeah, I think I will stop now with working on programs and just talk to you if anyone's listening. I hope it's calming at least, or I don't know, helps you go through this rainy, lousy day, which is actually a great day because it's not a day to go out anyway. I hope you're reinventing yourself and readjusting to the new reality that we're in. To me, I found myself both with a bunch of projects canceled or postponed until indefinitely. And that's okay. Why? Because I have this skill and the advantage of being a trained person, a trained home worker. Don't reopen, ignore it. Yeah, talking to me about my Premiere that keeps on crashing. I've been working as a designer for my entire career. Hey, nice, huh? Hey, Clover. So nice that you're still here. Huh? Yeah, so I feel like almost each and every business person gotta reinvent themselves and readjust to the new reality that we're in, and that is it. It keeps on changing, and you can't even predict what's to come. But what you probably noticed, and I noticed, is that a lot of us are more focused on our online life because that's the only way we get to actually be social. This is where people are online because they're not out on the streets drinking in bars. So think how your business can be transferred into the online realm. I was designing an immersive environment for a bar or for a museum, all those places that we're not supposed to go to anymore. So instead of that, I'm rethinking an immersive experience either in VR or on screen. I had my personal development focused on learning lighting design for venues and clubs. Instead of that, I am now focusing on learning how to 3D design and CAD for virtual reality more. Yeah, gotta have skills to pay the bills. Gotta. I have plenty of them, and I'm very happy to share. Why am I happy to share editing and video editing and image editing skills with you people who are not designers? It's a good business for me because you will begin by setting up your business page, your business website, already do your own work of put yourself out there, of generating demand, of generating interest, of getting new clients to get your bills paid and business going. Once you've done that and you are starting to succeed with what you're doing, with your new thing that you're doing, and you want your online presence and your branding to be refined, reach out to a professional, or either to me, or I will hook you up with someone else who's very good at exactly what you need. Yeah, for sure. And also, you can subscribe to my Patreon or go to my website and watch my how to work from home video for a donation of as little as one shiny silver dollar. Yeah, I believe in shameless self-promotion in any time, and mostly in times of economic uncertainty, and mostly in times of where everyone is online anyway. I feel like it's so much easier to get traction and viewers nowadays because people are bored at home and they watched all of Netflix. So I'm very grateful for you to join me on this experimental first class. And I will edit the recorded file so it's useful to people who couldn't join us. Do feel free to reach out to me either via chat or email or Facebook, or even call me on the phone to ask more questions or to tell me how bad this lesson was, or show me what you've done. I actually am interested to see what you've done. Yay! Hugs to you, my friends and friends of friends. You're the best. Thank you for joining. Love you so much.